All right, back again, Luke here. And once again, you can see in front of you another one of those PCBs we got in that lot from Ken and Jen, and I figured we could go ahead and take a look at it. Now, this is the SNK PCB, the one that was in there, and it looks like it's seen a bit better days. It has the old SNK number down here, and it's a dual layered board. It's one that is non-JAMA, so it will need an adapter here. You can see the wires that have been added there. A couple of scrape marks here. It doesn't look too bad. But once again, to the rescue, we have another adapter here from PCB Junkie. So this one is for SNK boards, and it should work for this one. It looks like it appears to be the same. Hopefully it'll be okay. I'm sure we'll find out if it doesn't. So, but yeah, it looks to be, this is a Type B. I don't know. Maybe Type B is okay. Yeah, I didn't check. Actually, no, this is the wrong adapter. So we'll have to find another one. Well, this next part here is something that I didn't document as I went along because I couldn't find any information on this, and it was kind of a guessing game for me as well. But I was able to figure out what board this is, and it is SNK's Gladiator. Now, there is almost zero information as far as this board goes. There's a couple of flyers out there on the internet, and there's one video made by Caius, if you know who makes the reproduction parts there over at the Arcade Project forums. He made a video on this showing a repair about 7 years ago. It's a maybe 30-second video. But other than that, there's nothing else. There's a couple of MAME videos on this, and that's it. So what I did is, just using my knowledge of the arcade PCB hardware in general and where things would normally go, probing out each one of these lines, I was able to figure out what the majority of the pins were for, and I thought I'd share that with you today. Now, I did use some recycled parts here. I used this recycled connector, which was actually snapped off, and these wires that I've used are quite flimsy, so I've added some glue to try and keep them in place. But without further ado, let me show you what the pinout is for this game. Like I said, this is what I was able to figure out here on my own. I believe it's 2 players, but I was only able to figure out the 1-player controls. So you'll notice it's really funky kind of setup here. This will be the top part of the board. This is the part side, and the other side will be the solder side. But it has 5 volts only on 2 pins. Like the top 1 pin here, pin 2 and pin 1 are going to be 5 volts. Then it shares a coin in with the top and bottom here for the next couple of pins. And from there, it kind of follows along the same pinouts that I've written here. You've got down, up, left, right, jump. And you have a whip button, which if you hold down, your horse can actually speed up. And then we have our regular RGB sync, which are located over here on this side. And there's one set of pins that is used for 12 volts. That would be number 31 and 32, it looks like. And then the ground pins here, there's actually 2 pins on the top and bottom used for that. The dip switches, I mean, these are pretty much the same settings that the board came with. I did realize that when I flipped dip switch 6 down, it changed the orientation of the monitor. So I know that that is the monitor orientation. I can only guess that this switch over here for 8, possibly 4 extra lives. I'm not sure. But I wasn't able to get the sound to come out during demo mode. Might need more dip switch practice and flipping around here. And I couldn't find a test mode, so a little bit of a loss at that for those ones. But here is, once again, this is the pinout for SNK's Gladiator. If you type it in to MAME, you might come up with Gladiator for Taito, or even if you put in Gladiator into Google, like a Google search, you're 90% likely to get the one for Taito, but finding the one for SNK is almost impossible. I mean, it's pretty much impossible. So, well, hopefully that'll help someone out. I know this board seems to be extremely rare. If you look here, there are 2 pin clips that are on the top. Those will clip into the bottom, and this is the top of the PCB. If somebody comes along a similar PCB, you'll notice that it has 2 CPUs. It has 1 CPU here, it has 2 other ones over here, Z80s. If you come across a board that looks like this, it's likely Gladiator. I thought that there was 1 pin over there that was missing, but apparently or 1 IC that's missing, but it's actually, I guess, like that. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem to affect the performance, and, you know, no surprise here, I was able to get the board running. So let's try this here. Here is the other side of the board. Once again, this has the pinouts. It has a couple of clips here for power, 5 volts, and then this is the bottom part here, which had the wires that were all kind of cross-hatched over there. But it has a couple of EEPROMs down here at the bottom. Like I said, I'm just doing this because hopefully this will help someone out. I know that this isn't a board that probably is going to come up again or very often, but if it does, if you do come across it, this is what it looks like. So there's our bottom part of the PCB. And maybe a little bit like that. And then we'll see if we can flip this thing over and get a better view of the top. That is the top view of the board. So yeah, let's go ahead and flip this thing on and I'll show you what it does. So there we have our title screen. Like I said, this is running currently with no sound on the title screen, but it is playing. And it does have sound. So if we put in a coin, put in 2 coins here, and then like I said, I don't have player 2 wired up, it's just player 1, so we'll hit start. And this is just a basic racing game. The more times you whip it good, like the faster you'll go. But you get knocked off your horse here quite easily. And everything is out to kill you in this. Oh, geez. Yeah, so I'm not going to be able to do this very well. But I think this is definitely gives you more guys, more lives here with the configuration that I have with number 8 being on. But I mean, you can see for yourself that it does actually play here. And that is what was wrong with it. There just wasn't any information on how to get the board wired up. And there really isn't anything else out there. But if anybody has this board and you're looking to try and get it to work, these may help you out a little bit. But just want to share with you a little bit of a look at a harness making for a very obscure SNK arcade game here, Gladiator 1984. And yeah, that's about all for me for right now. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Like, you know, one-handed is just does not make any logical sense. Got our jump button here. Jumping on horses will lead to your imminent death. Get off me. Oh, whoops, forgot to hit the jump button. I don't think it's going to start me off there. I'm not going to. Come on, just let me go. Ah, all right. Well, that's where it ends. But you can see. So thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you again here soon.